what would you say is the difference between what you do and a personal trainer, or is it the same thing? Because I think I saw someone, a very notable, he's a fitness coach. He was very quick to elaborate that he's a fitness coach and not a personal trainer. So I was just wondering, is there a difference, or does it fall under one umbrella?
I'd say it falls under one umbrella. It's just that different coaches have different approaches to have their clients achieve their results. So some fitness coaches, or they would say fitness trainers, are just about the physical aspect, giving you exercises, which is why I said earlier, for me, I put myself under wellness coach, because I don't just give you exercises. We work on your nutrition, we work on your mindset, your lifestyle, things that you need to change to help you achieve what you need to achieve.
Hello and welcome to the Millionaire Mind Show. My name is Turife. The highlight, or the purpose of this show, is just to highlight women in business and their stories, and for them to just use this platform to empower other people as we are empowering them. Because I have realized that when we talk about women in business, we just see the same faces over and over again. It has even gotten to a running joke actually on TV, where you'll find one personality is covering health, is doing, ads for a lot of different things, when we should have people who are specialized in such industries talking those stories. And joining us today, we have Pamela Bell, who will introduce herself. But before that, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You've been very patient, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Sure. So I'm Pamela Bell, Kenyan born, but raised in the Caribbean, Antigua. I'm a personal trainer, certified trainer, and a corrective exercise specialist, or under one bracket, I'd call myself a wellness coach. Yes. So I do personal training, workouts, meal plans, and we look at mindset as well. Yes.
So as I was reading up about you, I saw something about holistically, taking a holistic approach when it comes to nutrition and health. Please explain that.
Yes. So fitness goes way beyond just what we see outside. It starts internally. Actually, it starts from the mind. So if someone's mindset is not where it needs to be, then you won't achieve the results that you need to achieve. So that's the approach we take. We start from the mind first to see where someone's mind is first, and then we can work towards what their goals are, and it becomes easier for them to achieve what they want to achieve. Yes.
So what prompted you to get into the business? Because at the end of the day, it is a business. What was your motivation? And with most people in your industry, I have found that it's mostly from a personal, journey.
Yes.
You've done something that has worked for you,
Yes.
and you'd like to help other people with their journey. Was it the same for you?
Yes, it was the same for me. It started as a personal weight loss journey. Prior to me being a coach, I used to be quite active, and then I had some years where I didn't work out. I had very unhealthy eating habits and gained a lot of weight, and I wasn't happy with where I was. And so I started on working on myself, and I enjoyed it. I realized that once I, became consistent, I saw the results that I needed to see. I did have a trainer, a coach, who took me along the way, and I was really happy with the success and the way I was feeling. And I felt like I think I can help people achieve what they needed to achieve. And prompted by my coach, he saw it in me. And so he was the one that prompted me and said, hey, maybe you should become a coach. I thought about it for like a year or two. During that time, I became a bodybuilder. So I was going through those phases also, competing, just going through the rigors of dieting, working out. And I realized persons were inspired by my journey. And so I decided let me become certified so that I can help others. Yes, I did have the knowledge, but I wanted to make sure I was certified to help others. So yes, it started as a personal journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's actually a good thing that you mentioned that you're actually certified, because I realize that most people, as long as you have a platform, you get on any social media platform, you
Yeah.
put up your things, your phone, your tripod, and you just start instructing people. So what exactly goes into you getting certification, and did you get it here in Kenya or in the Caribbean?
Well, it was online, so it's an international school that I did it at, but it was online, self-paced, so everything was done online. It's a US-based International Sports Sciences Association. So we did the training course, we did the exams. Also, we had to be certified in first aid CPR, and that's just to ensure that if anything goes wrong with your client, you're able to assist as a first responder first before, let's say, an ambulance can get to them if that happens. So it takes some time. You have to do the theoretical aspect and the practical aspect before you're certified. Also, when you are certified, you have to be renewing it every 2 years to make sure you stay current. So you're always learning. Everything is evolving, so you keep going. Every 2 years, you have to stay current.
Yeah. And speaking of learning and evolving, we have seen extreme measures that people are taking, when, especially when it comes to an easy way to just cut weight and get to your goal. Especially, we've seen the trend. I have to be summer ready. Summer is coming, or winter is coming. I don't know what people are into, but we've seen people taking very extreme measures to just get to a specific weight target. And I think the trending one has actually been Ozempic. I don't know if you've encountered it, but in the circles I'm in, I have seen a lot of people turn to Ozempic or Duromin just to lose weight easily. Is that a thing that is that? How would you explain this, and has that been a challenge?
Hey, you're putting me on the spot, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So to be honest, there are many things that people can do to lose weight, and people take drastic, extreme measures. But my coaching is lifestyle changes. So I usually shy away from things like that, or encouraging people to do things like that, because in the long run, it can be very detrimental. So yes, you may get the results you wanted, right? Let's say you wanted to get ready for a photo shoot, you needed to lose 10 pounds, and you go on to one of those diets. It will happen, but then a lot of people who do these things don't think of the long term. What happens after? Or would you be able to sustain it? Is it going to mess up your metabolism? Would you now balloon into something that you weren't before? So I usually don't encourage persons to do that. I usually encourage just do things that you can keep up for the rest of your life. Then it doesn't become a bother to you.
True.
Yeah, it becomes easy.
And different clients come with different personalities.
Yes.
So when you're taking the holistic approach, where you're talking about mindset, and before we get to the physical, we have to also focus on nutrition. How do you tailor every routine to every specific person?
Yeah, so I usually have a sit down with my clients before I work with them, because at the end of the day, everyone can't be my client, and I can't work with someone. So I listen to them, hear what's happening. If they are willing and ready to work, then I look at what their struggles are. And for most people, the main struggle that they have outside of, let's say, losing weight, etc., is confidence. They don't have the confidence in themselves to achieve the goals that they want to. So that's where we start in the mind, and we try to look at their goals. We have them write the goals down and start to take small steps towards their goals, or we look at where they are and what they've been doing, and then we try to make small changes that they can keep up and continue doing for a long period, so it doesn't feel like it's a chore.
Yes. And what would you say is the difference between what you do and a personal trainer, or is it the same thing? Because I think I saw someone, a very notable, he's a fitness coach. He was very quick to elaborate that he's a fitness coach and not a personal trainer. So I was just wondering, is there a difference, or does it fall under one umbrella?
I'd say it falls under one umbrella. It's just that different coaches have different approaches to have their clients achieve their results. So some fitness coaches, or they would say fitness trainers, are just about the physical aspect, giving you exercises, which is why I said earlier, for me, I had put myself under wellness coach, because I don't just give you exercises. We work on your nutrition, we work on your mindset, your lifestyle, things that you need to change to help you achieve what you need to achieve. So it can be under the same umbrella, but persons differentiate themselves differently with their approaches to fitness and wellness.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And when you're motivating, especially the people you're working with, it can be a bit draining. You're always keeping them on their toes. You're always reminding them to do something. You're just there to be a helping hand.
Yeah.
But what do you do to motivate yourself to stay current, to stay on top of the game, to not give up halfway?
So personally, for me, because I've been doing it for a very long time, let's say at least over 20 years, I understand that you're not always going to feel your best. You're not always going to show up. There are times where you're going to maybe not do things for 1 month, 2 months, whatever. Life happens to some people sometimes. But the key thing is just to keep going. You just accept where you are at that point, and then you start going from there. If you look back and say, man, I was like this before, I want to get back that way, and you keep trying to do it without accepting where you are at that point, then you kind of stumble over yourself that way. So it's just accepting where you are, present moment, looking at where you want to go, and look at the steps that I need to take to get there. So I may not be happy at my current state, but I say, okay, I want to get here. These are the steps I need to take. This is where I am now. Let me keep going.
Yeah.
I just know fitness on a whole is not easy.
True.
It can be overwhelming, especially if let's say you're on a weight loss journey. It can be overwhelming, like, wow, it's going to take me so long to lose the weight. It can cloud your mind, and you can feel like a failure. But what I encourage myself and my clients is you have to take it one day at a time, one step at a time. If you try to do too much too soon, then you'll just give up. Yeah.
Especially staying motivated when you don't see the results immediately, because that's where I give up. I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes for my clients too, they don't see or feel the results. I show them the results, and then they realize, wait, yeah, this is true. So outside of physical results, or let's say clothes fit in some way, sometimes my clients will be like, you know what, I went up a flight of stairs today and I felt good. I didn't feel like I was going to fall. So things like that are things that keep people motivated. So I usually encourage my clients, don't look at the scale. For the weight loss persons, don't look at the scale. Just don't discourage yourself, because that's just a number. Weight can't tell you how much fat you have, how much is muscle, how much is water.
True.
So let's put those numbers away and let's work on performance. Are you getting stronger? Are you feeling better? Are you sleeping better? Are you managing your stress better? These are some of the things, or the indicators that we use first to check your progress.
And how would you is there a difference between the space, especially when it comes to fitness, in the Caribbean versus here in Kenya? Are we more relaxed, or are we more inclined to get into, our health?
Oh, well, I would say in Kenya, I think people are quite active. People walk a lot. Generally, I find the population is a bit more inclined to exercising as opposed to the Caribbean, because yes, in the Caribbean we do exercise, but then we're also influenced a lot by the West, the Western way of, lots of fast food and a more sedentary lifestyle for some people. Yeah, but on the continent, I would say in Kenya especially, people do, they're quite active. Yeah.
And now let's get into the uncomfortable bit, which is money. So how now do you tailor, especially when it comes to a plan that works? You're working with somebody long term. If you do not mind, how would you charge somebody who has the intention of working with you maybe 3 months? And does that cater for nutrition plans? Does it cater for workout plans? What exactly do you factor in when you're coming up with a financial plan for the client?
Okay, so like I said, I utilize a holistic approach. So all my plans include a nutrition guide. It includes also, we do like positive affirmations. We look at your workouts. We check your progress every bi-weekly, depending on the plan that you choose.
Yeah.
In terms of price, there's not like one figure like, okay, you're going to pay this. I have different plans. So my plans start from $150 and up. So I do have different plans. I'll soon have a website where you can go and view all the plans. But for now, I do post them on my social media pages and stuff. Yeah. So each plan incorporates different number of sessions. So that's set. You definitely get a nutrition guide. We do positive affirmations. We do bi-weekly check-ins. So we check your progress so that you're held accountable and ensure that you're doing your work. Also, I do offer online coaching and in person. So I have different packages for both.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in your personal opinion, was it sustainable? Has it been sustainable all through, or do you get to, you know, points where there's a high season, there's a low season? Do such factors affect you when it comes to, you know, your career?
Yes, definitely. There's times where you have a peak, and there's times when the business is not as, you know, blooming as much as the start. So like from the start of the year, of course, you have people who, all right, new year, new me, let's do this.
Yes.
So you have like a boom there, and you know, it goes all the way down. And then the slower times, I would say, is at the end of the year. December, persons go for holidays and so on. I would still have some clients at that point, but you know, they take a break, and from January then people are
and we are just reeling back from a global pandemic.
Yes.
So how was your experience, especially with your clients? And I understand it's hit a lot of people mentally, not just physically.
Yes.
So now it's a bit difficult to get motivated. Maybe you're dealing with the illness or a loved one. So how did you navigate those times, and has it gotten better?
Yeah, well, for those times, the business had gone really slow. I could remember at one point I only had one client, but that was okay.
Ooh, just one?
Just one at that point.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the gyms had closed. So, and then, of course, we weren't able to go to people's houses and stuff, and I wasn't fully online as yet, so that hampered my business. So that prompted me to be more online, have a bigger online presence, and offer my services there. So after that, business has picked up since, and I do offer a lot of online coaching. So I do coach persons all over right now, in Kenya, online, in the US, in the Caribbean. So I do have a good online platform right now, thanks to COVID for that, because before that, I would not have seen myself as an online coach.
True.
Because I'm more of a people person, so I prefer to deal with persons, you know, one-on-one, but it was a blessing, I should say.
In disguise.
In disguise.
Yeah.
So now I'm able to have online coaching and in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has gotten better.
And what would you say are some of the challenges you've encountered? Because I think it's been now 12 years in Kenya doing fitness and wellness.
No, well, my business started 12 years ago, but permanently in Kenya, it's been 5 years. Yes.
So now in the 12 years you've been in the industry, what would you say have been the challenges you've encountered, especially as a woman in such a male-dominated space?
It's always, of course, the naysayers of, oh, you can't do this, or you're too young to do this. I mean, I'm not as young as I look, but there's always the scrutinization of, are you sure you know what you're doing? And that can go back to even for myself personally, working out in the gym. People look at me and like, are you sure you can do that exercise? So in terms of offering this service, like, no, this is for men. Men are the ones who do this type of job. And so these are some of the challenges that I've faced, but I've been able to overcome them. Yes.
Okay. And when it comes to nutrition, I understand, or rather I'd like to give props to, I think, Kenyans. Sometimes we do take our nutrition seriously. What has been the journey, especially when it comes to recommending the types of food to eat? I grew up in a household where there was no balance, especially when it comes to the plate presentation. There was really no balance. It was just usually starch, and maybe protein and some veggies. So it's kind of ingrained in me. This is how I grew up. A lot of people grew up, it's just bananas, rice, ugali, and that kind of thing on rotation. So now changing the mindset of a person who grew up in such a household, how has that been?
So honestly, it's about introducing, or not slowly introducing different ways of having the same foods that you love. So with my clients, I don't try to have them change everything cold turkey. It's enjoying what you love in different portion sizes, and then slowly introducing now newer foods and teaching them the importance of having different foods, because it's important for your gut health. It helps your gut health, understanding that, or knowing that these foods are going to help your gut health, different foods, and not having the same things all the time. And just getting that energized feeling from having different foods and realizing, hey, I can be nourished with different foods as long as, you know, I have the correct portions, the correct amounts that I need to have. Yeah, but I will say in Kenya as well, as opposed to the Caribbean, fresh fruits and vegetables are so readily available and easily accessible as opposed to being on the west side, and they are more or less much more affordable. And so my clients, they don't mind going to try different things because they can access them and they can afford them. Yeah, so.
When it comes to sharing the proof of concept, because if I'm coming to you and I'm saying, listen, I'd like to get on this journey, I need proof of concept from you. I need to see what you've done. But there's always there's a slight problem when it comes to that with the issue of consent. It's actually become a thing now in Kenya where if you post a before and after picture, you must have gotten consent from the person. Or people who use your pictures and sell them as theirs and say, use this diet tea to get these results. So have you experienced that?
So for me personally, I only post client success with their permission. So that's a part of my business, and contractually you sign, I only, once I have permission, then I do. So I have had many clients that I don't post or use as a success story because they don't want to be out there. But there's some that I do. Also, which is important, my story, I never stop sharing my story. So I use my story to inspire. If I have 0 clients that want to be out there, I use my story as inspiration for others. And people they relate to it. They relate to me and they can see that it is me and it's not like a fake me, because these days with social media, a lot of people do Photoshop, they do, and then they come out with a workout video and stuff. So it's, you know, the industry is filled with things like that. And so I think what's organic to my business is me. It's my story and this is me, and what you see is what you get. So that has really helped my business in that sense. Yes.
Okay. And as we are winding up, we never have enough time on this show, but what would you say is, or rather just give me what goes on in a day in your life, you know, from the minute you wake up to the time you go to sleep, just, is it consistent, or what is the routine?
It's pretty consistent. So I will say I'm a mom of 1. So my life is kind of tailored around my daughter. So my routine is I try to get my workouts in as early as possible in the mornings, from like 6, anywhere from there. And then after that, you know, there's the routine of motherhood, school, drop-offs, etc. And then I have my clients throughout the day until like about 4 p.m. So I train clients around that time. So it's pretty consistent. My workouts are non-negotiable, so I do that almost every day, Monday to Saturday. And yeah, my lifestyle is just based around working, you know, training my clients, finding solutions, helping them. Because outside of having the sessions, there are other things that I need to do. And I always have to constantly review my clients' goals, make sure we're getting to them. And so I don't overlook that process at all. It's not, okay, you're my client, so that's it. No, we have to constantly go over those goals. When we hit targets, then we set new goals, things like that. So it's always a work in progress where that's concerned. Yeah.
Awesome. And as we are winding up, where do we find you on social media?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Pamela Bell, first name, last name. Also on Instagram, it's Pam _PALAM, Pam Palam. And coming soon, my website. So my business is Mind Muscle Journey, and the website will be www.mindmusclejourney.com. It's coming very soon.
We're looking forward to it.
Definitely.
And what is your parting shot, especially to somebody who feels like they really do want to start on their fitness journey? They really want to be a better version of themselves, but they don't know where to start from.
I would say start with what you have. Start now. Use what you have. Start small. Don't try to overshoot. Don't try to do too much at once. It could be something as simple as taking daily walks. Take a daily walk, 5 minutes, and then you can increase it to 10, 20, 30. Start by that. Even if you can't afford a trainer or gym, you can start by that. Start by drinking more water, getting more sleep, and managing your stress the best way that you can.
Okay. Sleep is important.
Yes, very.
Exactly. So I hope you did learn something from Pamela. She's such a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for gracing us and
for having
giving us giving us all this information. We hope to put it to good use. As always, if you want to contribute to the conversation, the number is 0770 729 366. And until next week, goodbye.